Hey, everybody. Welcome to today's episode of The Free Lawyer. I'm so glad each of you are here with me today. I'm going to talk about a really important topic of self-doubt, which is such a problem for so many of us. I know it sure has been for me. I want to begin, though, by thanking you for all the support you've given me, all the encouragement, all the nice messages. I love how there are more and more downloads of our podcast each week. More and more lawyers are hearing messages that can help them. And I want to ask a favor of you. If you like what you hear, if you appreciate what I share, I would love a nice rating and review. Not for me, but because in the algorithms of today's electronic world, it helps our podcast be seen by more people. So if you will, if you like what you hear, please leave me a rating and review. You know, I do this because I'm passionate about helping and supporting the legal profession, which in today's day and age, it's so challenging, isn't it? And that's why I put these messages out. And so thank you for your support. And many of you know I wrote my first book, Breaking Free, which was released in December 18th, where I cover the 12 major mindset blocks that so many of us encounter, and I give 12 tools to unlock those prisons. There'll be a link in the show notes. If you don't have a copy, grab it. It may be a resource you find very, very helpful. So let's begin with today's message about conquering self-doubt. And I love this quote from Charlene Walters. Never, ever, ever write off anything you've achieved as merely being lucky. You're not lucky. You're hardworking and capable. Don't ever question it. You know, I used to take my wins and my successes for granted. I didn't realize, give myself credit for having done a good job and being successful. It's sort of like I expected it. And it's important to remember that each and every one of you is hardworking and capable and really, really good at what you do. But sometimes we don't feel that way, do we? Have you ever felt you are not as good as other people think you are? Have you ever doubted your ability to achieve what you in fact already have achieved? Do you see yourself as unworthy or not good at what you do, even though others think you are? Have you ever felt you didn't belong? Or even, what am I doing here? You know I have. I've struggled with many of those thoughts, and that self-doubt is often labeled as imposter syndrome. But trust me, if you have ever felt that way, you are not alone. You know, in our field, every decision we make carries tremendous weight. And self-doubt can be very, very unwelcome. It can hold us back. We navigate complex cases. We advocate passionately for our clients. And we strive for success every day in a high-pressure environment. Yet beneath the surface, so many of us battle self-doubt. And that self-doubt chips away at our confidence and it hinders our progress. But fear not. In today's episode, I'm going to explore the heart of this issue. I'm going to explore the root causes of self-doubt, and I will offer you practical tools and strategies to rebuild your self-confidence. So what is self-doubt? Let's begin by understanding what it truly is. That nagging voice questions your abilities. It second guesses your decisions, and it tells you you're not good enough. Self-doubt is an amazingly common psychological phenomenon that lawyers so often experience. It refers to a lack of confidence or belief in your own abilities, decisions, or judgments. And this self-imposed uncertainty can manifest itself in many ways. You may question your legal expertise. You may doubt the merit of a strategy you've chosen for your case. You may feel inadequate when interacting with clients or your adversaries. It often lurks in the shadows, ready to strike when you least expect it. Self-doubt can show up in various ways, including one way is imposter syndrome. Lawyers, particularly those early in their careers who are transitioning to new roles, often experience imposter syndrome. You may doubt whether you truly belong in your position. fearing you will be exposed as a fraud who's not as competent as others believe you to be. Imposter syndrome is a psychological phenomenon in which you experience persistent self-doubt and inadequacy, despite pretty impressive accomplishments, qualifications, and expertise. Lawyers grappling with imposter syndrome fear being exposed as frauds or feeling unworthy of their professional success. Another way self-doubt manifests itself is through our perfectionism. We feel the pressure to be perfect in our work so often, don't we? Perfectionism is our tendency to set extremely high standards and to be overly critical of your own work and the work of others. You feel a strong drive to achieve perfection in every aspect of your practice, often at the expense of your own personal well-being and work-life balance. Perfectionist lawyers feel constant pressures to meet unrealistic expectations, and that leads to high stress levels, anxiety, and burnout. Self-doubt can result from our fear of making mistakes or not meeting our high standards. Another way self-doubt manifests itself is through our fear of failure. We're very competitive. We're driven by our desire for success. We want to win. We want to succeed. And as a result, we're often quite afraid of our own failure. You know, I was a trial lawyer for, well, all 45 years of my career. And I so often could get wrapped up in worrying about whether I'd win or lose a case. And that worry about the results of a case led to additional self-doubt. Was I good enough? Have I done everything I could? Will I succeed? You know, despite our talent, preparation, and effort, our fear of failure can cause us to doubt ourselves. Another thing that leads to self-doubt is comparison. You know, comparison truly is the thief of joy. When we compare, we look at someone extraordinarily gifted at something we would like to be good at, but we're not there yet. We look at their best side, ignoring their weaknesses and failures. We compare their best to an area where we still need much more growth. We hope to learn from the comparison, but instead what we do is thwart our success, because that comparison leads us to doubting ourselves. Why am I not as good as they are? Lack of support. All too often, we lack a supportive work environment or access to resources that could boost your confidence. Our firms often don't provide adequate training, support, or mentoring. An experienced mentor can show you the way, but is often unavailable in your company or your firm. And that lack of support causes you to question yourself because you're uncertain about what you should do next or how. Another cause of our self-doubt is isolation. You know, loneliness is not a term we often associate with lawyers, but it's a feeling that permeates our profession more than many might think. Lawyers often find themselves isolated due to the nature of their work. Long hours of research, paperwork, courtroom battles, toiling away at our desk, and additionally the pressure to meet client expectations and the high-stakes nature of our cases and matters creates a sense of isolation. We're not alone, but we feel so alone. And while we work around others, we're surrounded by other lawyers and paralegals. We're afraid to open up and connect. We don't want to share our true feelings or our fears or our hesitancies or our uncertainties with others. We don't want to ask for assistance or ask questions. And uncertain, sometimes afraid, and doubting ourselves, we continue to work away in our office, alone and often without support. Have you ever experienced any of those? Imposter syndrome, perfectionism, fear of failure, comparing yourself to others, or not getting enough support in your firm, or feeling isolated or disconnected? You know, if so, that can be a cause of your self-doubt. You know, whether it arises from imposter syndrome, perfectionism, fear of failure, comparison, lack of support, or isolation, self-doubt is all too common for so many of us. Experiencing occasional self-doubt is normal, and can be a motivator for self-improvement. But when our self-doubt becomes chronic or overwhelming, it leads to anxiety, stress, and decreased job satisfaction. Understanding and addressing self-doubt is a critical step towards building our self-confidence and thriving in the demanding field of law. So now that we know what self-doubt is and what can cause it, how it can manifest itself, how does it affect us? In so many ways, it affects your personal and your professional life. It erodes your self-esteem, it hinders your professional growth, and even impacts your well-being. It can create a cycle of hesitation, insecurity, and second-guessing that will limit your ability to perform at your best and to achieve your full potential. Here are some of the most critical ways self-doubt can affect you. Undermined confidence. Self-doubt absolutely erodes your confidence in your abilities. You begin to question your legal knowledge, skills, and expertise, leading to hesitation in making decisions or taking action. Impaired decision-making. Lawyers grappling with self-doubt find it challenging to make sound decisions because we start second-guessing ourselves, and that leads to delays or suboptimal choices. Stress and anxiety. Constant self-doubt leads to chronic stress and anxiety. You experience heightened stress levels when you worry about your performance, your reputation, or the outcomes of your cases. Burnout. The persistent pressure caused by self-doubt can contribute to burnout. You begin to feel overwhelmed. You're emotionally drained and physically exhausted when you grapple with your doubts. And it affects, finally, our well-being. Self-doubt can lead to feelings of sadness, inadequacy, and even depression. As stress levels rise, your physical health can also be compromised, or you may resort to other ways of handling the stress that may not be healthy for you. Recognizing the impact of self-doubt is the first step toward addressing it. When you acknowledge your self-doubt, you can take proactive steps to build your self-confidence, seek support, and adopt strategies that empower you to overcome these challenges. And when you do so, you can enhance your own well-being, decision-making, effectiveness, and your fulfillment. We've reviewed what self-doubt is. We've talked about what causes it. We've evaluated its devastating effects on us. So how can you overcome self-doubt? How can you become a more self-confident lawyer? Overcoming self-doubt and building your self-confidence is a journey that requires self-awareness and the application of practical tools, steps, and strategies. And now I'm going to lay out for you some approaches, 10 tools that will really help you boost your confidence. There are many, but these are the 10 that to me are most important. The first is self-reflection. Begin by examining the root causes of your self-doubt. What is it you doubt about yourself? Why is it you feel that doubt? What causes it? Identify specific situations or triggers that make you doubt yourself. Understand why you doubt yourself and what its causes are. See, self-awareness is the first step towards improvement. 2, positive self-talk. Replace negative thoughts with positive affirmations. Many of you know I coach lawyers individually one-on-one. And honestly, I think every single one of them, with one or two exceptions, struggles with self-doubt. They see themselves as not being good enough. They question their abilities, even though they acknowledge others around them do not. And I found that positive affirmations in their own voice, spoken to themselves, can over time help them overcome the self-doubt. So challenge your inner critic. Remind yourself of your past successes and achievements. And I would encourage you to develop a mantra or a list of positive affirmations to boost your confidence daily. And the various applications you can use, like Think Up, which you can record your affirmations in your own voice on the app and then play them for yourself. 3, celebrate your small wins. Begin to acknowledge and celebrate your successes, no matter how minor they may seem. Recognizing your achievements, even the small ones, can begin to reinforce your self-belief. And I never celebrated my wins. I took them for granted. And it's a very important step that you acknowledge your wins, acknowledge what you've done well, acknowledge the matters that turned out well. 4, seek feedback. Be open to constructive feedback. View it as an opportunity for growth. Get input from your managing partner, your colleagues, mentors, to identify areas for improvement. And when you see those areas for improvement and you begin to improve them, you will build your confidence in yourself. 5, visualization. Visualize yourself succeeding in challenging situations. Imagine yourself confidently addressing a courtroom or successfully negotiating with a formidable opponent or delivering a persuasive argument. And to give you an analogy, I used to play golf. I used to play competitively in high school and college. And I know that when I visualize my shot going over the lake and onto the green and near the pin, I'm more likely to succeed than when I live in fear of that wood, or when I doubt myself to hit it on the green. And if you ever watch professional golfers on TV, or divers at the Olympics, or gymnasts, before they hit their shot or take their dive or begin their routine, you see them quiet themselves and close their eyes because they're visualizing a successful event. So visualize yourselves being successful in what you do. 6, build a support network. Connect with peers, other attorneys with similar experiences and challenges. Join a group of other lawyers or connect with them over lunch. Develop trusted relationships with them. Sharing your doubts and hearing other stories can be reassuring and help you realize you're not alone. You're not the only one. 7, mindfulness and stress management. Law is so stressful, but when you develop mindfulness practices or stress management techniques such as meditation, deep breathing, or yoga, you can stay more grounded and reduce your anxiety. 8, take care of your well-being. Prioritize your physical and your mental health. Get regular exercise, enjoy a balanced diet, get adequate sleep, enjoy a hobby, take a walk outside and enjoy the beauty. So often when we work so hard and begin to doubt ourselves, we just keep working harder and we get ourselves burned out. But we need to find time to take care of ourselves. There's no one more important to you than yourself. 9, accept imperfection. Understand that nobody is perfect. Embrace your imperfections and recognize that those slight imperfections, those failings now and then, they don't define your worth as a lawyer or as a person. And 10, mentorship. Seek a mentor or a coach who can provide guidance, support, and valuable insights. A mentor can share his experiences with you and help you navigate the challenges of the legal profession. The clients I work with, I can see such growth in them from our sessions. They can share anything they want with me openly and honestly. And I can give them support. I can affirm what they do well. I can help them see that they are good lawyers, that they are valuable, that they are worth it. And I can help them see their talents and their skills and their successes. Because so often we simply don't give ourselves enough credit. And a third party outside of ourselves who's an experienced lawyer can really be of help to you. And maybe I can be of help to you in that same way. If so, reach out to me. So these are 10 tools for you to overcome your self-doubt. Self-reflection, understanding what causes your self-doubt. Positive self-talk. Talk to yourself well. Celebrate your wins. Seek feedback from colleagues, managers, and mentors. Visualization. Visualize you succeeding. Develop a support network of other lawyers or colleagues. Practice mindfulness and stress management. Take care of yourself. Practice some self-care. We talk about it a lot, but it's so important. Accept your imperfections and use a mentor. Trust me, you deserve it. It's really, really important to you. You know, each of those is an essential tool in managing your self-doubt, but by far, the most important really is mentorship, because your mentor can hold you accountable for applying those other 9 strategies. He can show you how to apply those tools daily. A wise, experienced mentor will help you manage your work's day-to-day stresses and the self-doubt you personally face. A second pair of eyes, a supportive voice, and a listening ear will go a long way to helping you overcome your self-doubt. You know, with the lawyers I coach, I found that my support erodes their self-doubt as we work together. They become confident and self-assured. They see the comparison hurts them. They recognize their talents and understand the areas of growth that are needed. A mentor can truly be an empathetic listening ear and a voice of guidance. He can help you build your confidence, enable you to see where you're strong, and help you develop a positive, enriching self-image. So let me ask you this. Have you ever considered using a mentor? It's truly worth the investment of your time and money. You deserve better than to live in self-doubt, to always question yourself, and to be full of stress and anxiety. You deserve the future of your dreams. If you want to discuss further how I can support you as your mentor, I will put I'll put a link in the show notes where you can set up a courtesy call with me, so we can together explore whether mentorship is a tool that will help you. Because why go through life doubting yourself and feeling stress and anxiety when you honestly don't have to? You know, self-doubt is a formidable adversary that many lawyers face, but it's a challenge that can be overcome. You know, you're not alone in experiencing moments of uncertainty or questioning your abilities, but by embracing the tools and strategies that I set forth earlier, you can cultivate self-confidence and resilience in your career. You know, it's crucial for you to understand that self-doubt is not a sign of weakness, but it is an opportunity for growth. As you continue your journey in our profession, apply these tools, seek support, and practice self-compassion. Know that your unique skills, knowledge, and experiences make you a valuable asset to your firm and to the legal community. And consider finding a mentor who can support your growth, help you build your self-belief, and help you soar to heights that right now you can't see. Embrace the power of self-belief and let it guide you towards the success and fulfillment that you deserve. Remember that you can rise above your self-doubt and soar to new heights. The legal world needs your expertise, your voice, and your unwavering confidence. So step forward with self-assurance and continue making a positive impact. You know, this is really an important topic, self-doubt, because almost every lawyer I talk to, it's something they've struggled with. It's something I struggle with. In my 50s, I was an excellent trial attorney, top of my profession, owned and managed a law firm. And I asked myself, is this real? Is this who I really am? But often we just don't give ourselves credit. Do you ever find you're the hardest on yourself of anyone? And your partners value you, your clients value you, other attorneys respect you, but yet you question yourself. It doesn't have to be that way. So listen to these tools and begin applying them, because you know this podcast is all about helping you create the freedom in your life that you deserve. And one of the worst prisons we can live in is self-doubt. But with these tools, you can overcome it and you can become the lawyer you always wanted to be: happy, free, joyous, successful, and most of all, confident. Have a great day and a great week. I appreciate each and every one of you. And as always, please be well, be safe, and be free.